Today I'm going to be watching this video. It's called What $1,500 Rent Gets Me in Toronto. So yeah, that seems like a sort of like average figure, I think, for rent, especially in a place like Toronto. Maybe even seems a bit cheap. You can tell me what you think. Is that an affordable amount in a place like Toronto? I'm sure rent amounts vary like right throughout Canada, whether it's cities, rural areas and so on, type of house. But interested to see what this is like, what sort of place you can get for $1,500 in Toronto.
Toronto rents are finally dropping, down about 5% compared to last year. But is it enough to make living downtown affordable? For $1,500 a month, here is what I'm renting. A relatively new 2-bed, 2-bath condo split with a roommate at Yonge and Eglinton. Stick around for the full tour, a breakdown of the costs, and whether I think it's really worth it. Hello, I'm Dee, and welcome to my Money Diaries. Quick 10-second background about me. I moved to Toronto just under 2 years ago for work. I work in management consulting, and I'm on a mission to save money without missing out on my 20s. My goal is to be honest and transparent about how I spend and save my money, all while working towards financial freedom without missing out on fun. Now let's jump right in. Welcome to Midtown Toronto, or Yonge and Eglinton. There it is, my beautiful condo, right at the side of the intersection, located just across the street from the TTC subway station, Eglinton Station. Being only a minute walk away from the core subway line means I can get even more downtown in like 10 minutes. Also around this area is a beautiful running trail and lots of green space, including this massive park that is also a cemetery, but not the spooky kind, so don't worry. There are also some very cute streets with lots of different shops, including these fresh fruits and vegetable stands, which are my favorite. But if you prefer shopping at the bigger grocery stores, there is a Metro, a Farm Boy, and even a Loblaws just later down the street. Midtown is also home to some of the best foods around Toronto, in my opinion. There's just so much diversity, including juicy dumplings that are open until past midnight, Syrian food, Lebanese food, and other Middle Eastern restaurants. Lots of cozy breakfast and brunch diners featuring all-American classics, or things that are a little bit more elevated. And also your classics like the Keg or Mandarin across the street. Of course, also can't forget the dessert spots like Yole for frozen yogurt, lots of cute cafes and coffee shops nearby, the best gelato cart in town in front of Areta, and can't forget bubble tea. The downside of Yonge and Eglinton though, there is construction everywhere. They've been building this new LRT line for the better part of 10 years, and I actually think they're almost done, which is exciting. So hopefully no more construction soon. And now for the condo tour.
Yeah, so I mean, for like that cost, I feel like that's actually very good, like so central. Everything's on your doorstep, especially having the subway there as well. Yeah, if you're from Toronto, tell me more about that LRT. What's going on with that? Why did it take so long? Is it, I guess maybe COVID was in the middle of that, maybe that delayed it, but looks like a nice new place. Yeah, very accessible for all the grocery stores and stuff. Like, if you want to live in a city, that looks like a pretty perfect location. Not sure how very central it is to Toronto. You can tell me if you've got any more local knowledge, but for that cost, I think that seems very good.
Welcome to my condo. Here we are entering on the left. When we first walk in, there's a large open space with chairs and couches and just areas to lounge, as well as a front desk that is monitored 24/7 by a security team. This condo is definitely one of the newer ones in Toronto. It was built only a few years back, so everything in here still looks quite fresh and clean. We have a mail room as well as carts that you can rent when you're bringing up lots of groceries. We also have a package and parcel collection area. It looks very secure, but honestly, I've lost 1 or 2 packages in my time here. And here's the way to get to the elevators. Usually it's not too busy. However, there have been instances where the elevators have broken and then the lines get pretty long. In these cases, sometimes I just take the stairs. Now come with me to the 7th floor where we have most of the condos.
Tell me what you think about it. I feel like if I'm living in a place that's new like that, it shouldn't really be breaking down so soon. Like I've lived in a few different condo blocks or condos in Kuala Lumpur. Like there's a lot of new ones like this. I've never really had a problem like that. That's quite surprising, actually. I wonder why that is.
Most of the condo's amenities. Let's start off at the yoga studio. This yoga studio features big mirrors and big windows, which provide lots of natural lighting. Then right next door is the gym that features lots of free weights, kettlebells, mats, benches, and also some treadmills and bikes that I didn't manage to get on video here. I believe the free weights go up to about 40 pounds per dumbbell, which is not too bad, at least for me. Oh, and can't forget there's also a pull-up bar. And just around the corner from the gym is the outdoor barbecue / patio. It is actually so beautiful up here. I really, really like this spot. But surprisingly, I almost never use it. And do you know why? Because it is cold in Toronto most of the time. Here I am capturing a rare sunny day in Toronto where I really got to enjoy this big space that I pay for with my rent money but have used only twice over the 2 years that I've been living here.
Yeah, that's like the good thing about living here in Kuala Lumpur. Like in the condos I've lived, there've been like rooftop pools and like big sort of like infinity pools and different outdoor amenities, and you can always use them. Like it's always nice weather, sometimes a bit too hot, that's the problem, but yeah, you're always out and about somewhere on the grounds and going to like the different things.
And one of those times was to make this video. Okay, to be fair, it is usually pretty sunny in Toronto, but when it's sunny, I don't usually stay in my condo. Wait, it's actually so nice here. And hence my surprise when I came up here for the first time after over a year of living only a few floors above. So although I haven't really used this space very much, I do still really recommend it, and looking back, I would have definitely used it more, I think, especially if I have more opportunities to work from home. So now here's a compilation of me pretending to work in this space for the YouTube video / the Instagram / whatever social media, because it's so beautiful and I've only ever used it once, and I didn't film these videos for nothing. Now right behind this outdoor terrace is the party room / events room of this condo. Personally, my least favorite spot. Why is that? Because it's such a hassle to book it out and you have to pay for it. Why do I have to pay for something that I already rent and live in the building of? Bit the bullet once and spent the couple $100s to host some of my friends over for a fun event, but I don't think I would ever do it again. There is also technically a game room that I've used once to play poker with some friends, but again, it was a hassle to book for literally just a table. Okay, now also super quickly, there's also technically 3 hot tubs in this building, but it was closed for like the first year I lived here, and it's in the basement, so not my favorite. And then there's also a roof that has great views, but also is usually closed. And now for the room tour. I live on the 30th of 60 floors in this building. The elevators go super fast, so my ears always pop at the end. But here we are, welcome to Casa D. Right when you walk in, there is bathroom number 1. This is usually my roommate's bathroom, but it's also good for guests when they come. Because as you will see, this is the main bedroom that has an ensuite bathroom. So welcome to my room in the condo. It's an average size room, but you can really fit a lot in here depending on how you organize. I recently put my bed up against the wall in the corner so that I can fit a desk, a table, and still have space for moving around. This little spot in the corner is usually where I work from home, depending on what project I have, anywhere from 1 to 5 days a week. But I'm not the most strict with that, so I often end up in bed with my laptop as well. This big set of mirrors right across from my bed is where my closet is. I haven't opened it on the inside because I'm not gonna lie, it's a little dirty, but it does store a lot of stuff. In addition, I usually keep some extra storage underneath the bed, which is out of sight and out of mind, but still easily accessible if I do need it. I
mean, if you look at the size, I guess it's kind of an average size room. I was just thinking about like more the size of the condos. She's like 60 floors, I think, was it? Is like, I feel like these are actually things that they should be building more of. I don't know, like in the UK there's such a lack of supply of housing, but you really don't see them building these properties. I think in the UK, especially in the smaller towns or other cities apart from London, they don't really like to build high buildings. I don't know if they don't want to upset like the skyline or what, but it's not really the normal thing. But these things actually provide a lot of homes, and the more of these things they build, it like obviously can bring down the cost a little bit. It's like, again, here in Kuala Lumpur, they've got like hundreds and hundreds of condos. Like you wouldn't believe, you can search Kuala Lumpur condos, top condos, something like that. so many amazing. They do some crazy things. I've seen one where like a beach in it. The one that I used to live in had like a indoor football court. They all got basketball courts, badminton, squash, like multiple swimming pools and all that. It's like quite crazy. They just keep building and building. Here they have the opposite problem. There's an oversupply, so it's actually good for like renters or buyers that everything's cheap, but people who own the property, yeah, not so good at the moment.
Grown to really like this room. It really has felt like home for the past few years, which is super nice. And I do love the functionality of it. It's a nice spot to lounge around in, a nice spot to work from home in. And when I was training for my Ironman, I could set up my bike in this corner here and bike on my Zwift for hours and hours. I know some people say you shouldn't combine your workspace with your bedroom, and in this case, my workout space as well, but I honestly really liked it. It helped me reduce the effort barrier for getting up to do a workout or getting up and going to work. Plus, look how cozy it is when the clouds are low and all you can see is white out your windows. Now let's take a quick look of the bathroom, which is conveniently located right at the head of my bed. It's a small bathroom, but honestly, it has all of the things that you need. A nice bathtub, a shower, the toilet itself, and then lots of storage space under the sink. Plus, the mirror in this bathroom is openable, and so you can put even more stuff behind the mirror, which is helpful for me. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff. If I don't do the wide angle on my camera, you can kind of see that it is a pretty small space. Sometimes when you're standing there, it's hard to open the door, but honestly, for one person, I don't need that much more. If you have any questions about the room, please do let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, let's move on to the rest of the house. When you walk out of the room, on the left side, you'll find the washer and dryer. Very easy to use and very helpful location. On the right side, you will find the pantry where we keep stock full of all sorts of dry goods and also our like cleaning supplies. Walking past my golf set, you enter my roommate's room. I don't do a super deep tour of it because it is his space, but you can see it is a little bit smaller than the other bedroom. However, this room gets the best sunlight in the mornings. And now to our living room where we have a couch, a table, and all of the sunlight a girl can want, especially in the mornings when the sun is coming up. If you couldn't tell already, this is definitely a gently lived-in apartment. I did clean a little bit before I filmed, but I am trying to show this space in what the natural state it looks like is. I think the stock images and things you see online never does a very accurate job of showing exactly what an apartment really looks like when you're living in it day to day. Here's the fridge with the freezer below and a microwave, an oven, and lots of storage space around the kitchen, as you can see. Also accessible from our living room is our very large balcony. Out of our 700 square foot apartment, the balcony is about 200 square feet, which is quite a lot of space to be allocated to a place outdoors that you can't even use during the winter, which is like 6 months of the year. But it does make for beautiful views, and look at that rainbow. Additionally, what came with this condo was also a parking space. I don't use it personally because I don't have a car in Toronto. It's super annoying to drive downtown. Plus, this place is chauffeur only, which is a bit of a hassle because you have to call every time you want to pick up your car. And we also have a little storage unit. Now, let me throw some quick numbers at you. This place cost me about $1,500 a month to rent, which I got it for a relatively low price. It does not include utilities or internet, which cost around $100 and $40 respectively. That price is per person. And in terms of the lease, I had signed a 1-year lease when I moved in. Hot tip though, the Toronto rental market goes fast, so definitely make sure you have all of your documents ready when you're looking at places so you can sign that lease ASAP if you like a spot. Documents being like proof of salary. And now let's watch this little condo come to life with friends and food and good times, because that's what a condo in downtown Toronto is all about. Sharing the space with people you love and making your own little community in the heart of this very big, hectic, and busy city. And that was our tour complete. Overall, I've really enjoyed living in downtown Toronto, and for $1,500 a month, I really do think an apartment like this was worth it. Make sure to subscribe for more honest and transparent videos on.
Yeah, it looks nice. I mean, for me, like when I'm living somewhere, like the location is the most important thing. That looks like if you want city living, that looks like a pretty perfect place. I love those views, being in amongst the buildings. I mean, maybe now I've got like young children, I would be looking at more of a rural place or a more suburb type house, a bigger space like that. But I mean, for like her career, age, things like that, that seems like a pretty perfect place. Tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about the cost. How much do you pay? I mean, don't need to share that, I guess. You can just say if you think get the value, where you live. Yeah, tell me what you think about it. Thanks.